So I had a regular water heater, the one that has the tank on it, like most RVs do, and I went tankless. And I went back because of my boondocking experiences and having hot, cold water and using up so much water, and I may have just gone back to a tankless water heater again. So Fogatti reached out to me and said, hey, we got a tankless water heater we want you to try out. It has some features on there that may help some of the concerns that you had in your previous video. Now, if any of you have been watching me for a while, and if not, I'll leave a link down in the description below, but I had a tankless water heater before, and the problem we were having is that when you took a shower, it would go from hot to cold to hot to cold whenever you had to, pause it. So if you're boondocking, you go out and you want to try to conserve water, well, you turn it off for a second while you lather up, and then you turn it back on to wash off. And when you do, the tankless water heater I had before, well, you would get cold water for just a split second, and then you would get the hot water again. And well, it's just a big hassle because who wants freezing cold water showering all over top of you? So when Fogatti reached out to me wanting to sponsor this video with a tankless water heater, they said, hey, we got this one called the InstaShower Ultra, and it has a little mix tank inside of it. And what that mix tank is for? Well, it's for making sure that it mixes some of that hot water so that when you turn your water off and back on, it has a little bit of reserve so that you get that hot water and you have very minimal dip in water temperature when you go from on and off of your water heater. So as you can see right here, I'm running the water from the kitchen sink, and with a thermometer you can see the temperature is around 112, 13, 14 degrees. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the water off for 30 seconds and then I'm going to turn it back on and see what the temperature does. Now I know that the 30 seconds may not be on your timeline in this video, but believe me, I did do the 30 seconds. I shut the water off, I let it sit there for 30 seconds, and then I turn it back on. And right here you can see where the water temperature dips, but it doesn't dip down to just ice cold water. As a matter of fact, if you look right here, I'll show you where I turned on the cold water, and you can see the actual temperature of the cold water. I think it's around 64 degrees or so. Now you may be asking, hey, in the beginning of the video you said more about the shower, not the kitchen sink, so I'm going to take you to the shower right now. And you'll see right here the results are quite similar. So I went ahead and I warmed up the water and I set it up so that I could hold the thermometer in front of it, and you can see where the temperature is holding nice and hot right here. Then again, behind the scenes, I went and turned the water off. I let it sit for 30 seconds, and then I turned it back on. And you can see right here, as the water is running hot, it gets to the little colder part. It cools back off a little bit and then comes right back. And the water temperature itself doesn't dip all the way down to ice cold and right back again. As a matter of fact, I did the same thing as I did in the kitchen sink, and I went ahead and turned on the cold water only so that you could see the temperature of the cold water coming out of the shower head. And that little water heater mix tank that I was talking about is right here. And that is what does all the pre-mixing to keep the water from going ice cold on you when you turn the water pressure off and back on, or not the water pressure, but the water flow. Now that we've gone over the water flow and the temperature not dropping all the way down to ice cold and all that stuff, the mix tank doing what Fogatti said it would do, I want to show you how you can adjust the water heater temperature. And to do that, the water heater comes with this panel that you can remotely put somewhere else. Now it's not wireless, it is wired, so you got to run a wire to it and connect it, but nevertheless you can put this control panel somewhere else other than exactly where the water heater itself is. On the control panel, it has an on-off button, another button where you can go between Fahrenheit and Celsius. It all depends on where you are, what country you're in. And you also have the up and down button. Those up and down buttons are for increasing the temperature of the water or decreasing the temperature of the water. And the InstaShower Ultra will allow you to go all the way down to 95 degrees and all the way up to 123 degrees. In addition to that, there is a little icon on the screen to let you know that there's water running, and then a little flame that comes on to let you know that it's starting to heat up your water. And with that being said, there's another really cool feature about this water heater, and that is the fact that it will run at a half a gallon a minute. That means that if it gets down to a half a gallon per minute of water, it will still keep running. It'll still keep making you hot water. All that said, because this water heater will run from a half a gallon of water per minute all the way up to 3.5 gallons per minute. Now, when it comes to installing this water heater, it really wasn't that difficult at all. At least it wasn't for me. But if you're not really tech handy, or you're not really just a handyman or handywoman type of person, I would highly recommend having somebody else put this in for you. Nevertheless, I took out my water heater, the one with the tank, and I put this one in, and there was really only 4 different connections. One was for the controller, the little digital display where you control and turn the temperature up and down. One was for the propane, one was for the hot water side, and one was for the cold water side. And with that being said, there was some minor modifications that I had to make, like how long is the cold water line, how long is the hot water line to make sure that it'll reach to the water heater and connect. I also had to modify the propane line because of the other water heater, the propane line was too long, so I had to cut it and refit it. But other than that, just slide it in, screw it down, seal it up, make all the connections, and I was ready to go. All in all, the whole installation from beginning to end, that was getting out the old water heater and putting this one in, only took me a couple hours to get it all done. So unlike some water heater companies, they won't allow you to put your own in. You have to go to a dealer to put it in. But with this one, you can buy it. Fogatti will send it to you and you can put it in yourself. Or if you're not that handy, I would suggest, like I said before, just go ahead and have somebody put it in for you. Just like I said in the beginning of the video, I went back to a tankless water heater. And why? Well, because I like long, nice, hot showers, and well, this is a way to do that. I can go to a campground, I can plug up my city water, and I can turn on the shower and take a shower as long as I want to. Now, everybody's case may be different on why they would want a tankless, or maybe why they don't, but in this case, that's why I want it. Now with this one, with the ability to keep the hot water hot whenever I turn the flow off for a few seconds while I'm lathering up or whatever, or if I'm going to turn on 2 sinks and a shower, or however it goes, I have the ability now to be able to run it where I didn't have that with the tankless water heater that I had before. And with all that, that solves all the problems that I've been having with previous tankless water heaters, and primarily why I went back to a tanked water heater. But now that Fogatti has taken care of a lot of those issues, well, for me, going back to a tankless water heater was kind of a no-brainer. So you may ask yourself, who is this tankless water heater for? Well, it's for somebody who likes to go to campgrounds and have constant, long, hot water, no matter what you're using it for, whether it's washing dishes, taking showers, whatever it may be. Also, well, it solves a lot of problems for those who like to boondock. That means people that dry camp, or people who go camping that don't have full hookups anywhere. You know, out somewhere and you don't have water, you don't have electricity, you're just fully using your RV for what it was bought for. And as I had stated before, with ability to be able to conserve water now by having water not get cold when it's not supposed to, and keep low flow and things like that, well, it takes care of a lot of those boondocking issues as well. So I'll let you decide if this is something that's for you, and if it is or it isn't. It doesn't matter either way. I'd like for you to leave something down in the comments below. Let me know whether a tankless water heater is something that is for you, or that a tankless water heater is not for you, and why, because I like to learn what you're thinking. And no matter if you're going to get a tankless water heater, or you're thinking about it, or you're just kind of on the edge and just need some more time, I'm going to leave some links down in the description below on where you can go find some more information about this water heater, as well as where you can go purchase one for yourself if you so inclined to want to go get one. And again, this is the Fogatti InstaShower Ultra. The Ultra has the little tank on there in order to be able to mix the hot water to do all the things that we've talked about in this video. So if you're interested in it, again, just check out the description, check out the link, go to the website, do some reading, and see if this is something for you. And now for some viewers' comments. This one comes from Captain Charlie 7894. Says, dude, thanks, that was great. This had to do with the Honda EU 3000 IS generator noise level comparison. And in that video, it does show some meters and all that good stuff about how not noisy it is in comparison to other generators. Nevertheless, if you want to check that, that link will be down in the description below. But thank you so much. And this next one came from Pablo Clark 3332 about the travel trailer black tank explained, tips included. This video was all about the black tank and how to manage it and how to clean it and all that stuff. Anyway, it says, is that narrator Ron Jeremy? ? I'm not even sure who Ron Jeremy is. Maybe y'all can let me know down in the comments below who Ron Jeremy is. I don't know who that is. And the next one came from, and I'm gonna mess this all up, I'm sure, but Yaku Luong 7152. Anyway, you'll see it up here. And it says, oh my God, it's so nice to see you back. Yeah, I was been gone for a couple years. I had a degenerative disc in my lower back, and took me some time to get all that back up and ready and running so that I could be back with you guys. And this last one has to do with about hitching your travel trailer safely. And the viewer, Edna Puckett 1042, said, I'm new and had my trailer disconnected twice. I've been told to cross the chains. You know, I've looked up a lot of information about crossing chains, whether you need to or you not need to, because some think that crossing the chains will allow a little basket in case it falls down. Nevertheless, I don't think you can go wrong either way, but I would love for the rest of the viewers here to chime in to let me know what you think. But very good question. Thank you for asking. And to round everything back up, this video is all about this tankless water heater. Fogatti sent it to me for me to try out, and so far I'm really liking it. Well, no long term, but I'm really liking this water heater. So if this is something that you really want, again, the links are down in the description below. And until the next time, enjoy your RV trips, keep your water hot, stay safe, and God bless.